everybody. Welcome to week 6. Hope you had a very happy Thanksgiving. Before we start, wanted to let you know that I'm going to be spending the good part of this week sending some detailed feedback to each of your groups on your assignments 4 and 5. So expect that coming. Please move forward with your chapter 3, though, for this week, knowing that my feedback on the other parts will be coming this week. I'm spending some time reading through each of them first and then going through and providing some feedback. You'll be receiving your edited document and then a separate document that walks you through some things for you to change. So I'm going to try and use this feedback to really guide each group towards a solid chapter 1 and chapter 2 to really frame your chapter 3. So speaking of your chapter 3, let's look at this week. As I said in the email, you're going to be reading chapters 4, 5, which you've already been doing, and then moving on to chapter 6 in your Hendricks text. Also looking at an article on ethical practices, which makes sense because you're going to be looking towards your IRB in week 7. Going to talk about that a little bit more in a moment. This learning module, make sure you look at this note here, is extremely useful when talking about your chapter 3, because this learning module gets into the details of data gathering and triangulation. So please take a close look at that. And keeping that in mind, it's really important, and I keep saying this, that you go into your capstone resources, you go down here below, and you look at this sample capstone project as well as others down here as ways of framing how you're going to write your chapter 3. Look at what others have done. Let's go back in here to week 6. Your discussion for week 6, when you read it initially, first of all, you're going to be talking about validity, right? And this is going to be central to the reading that you get in chapter 4 of your Hendricks text. So it looks like it's a group submission, but it's really going to be an individual submission. So, and there's my wife talking about orthodontia with our dentist. That's great. Hi, Jess. Okay, so gotta love iMessage. So when you're reading chapter 4, pay close attention to the forms of validity. Read this discussion post carefully, communicate with your group, and then make an individual post. Okay, this initial discussion board post will be answered individually. So I've already started getting some questions as to whether or not that's a group post. Let's go back. In terms of your assignment, you're going to be doing your chapter 3 this week. All right, so this is going to be a much easier assignment than your chapter 2. So really exciting, and it's also extremely exciting because you're going to be talking about your actual study that you're going to conduct in the following up class. So I don't want you to be intimidated by this assignment. I want you to embrace it, please. With that said, because you're going to be gathering data on human subjects, usually young subjects, you need to start thinking about your Institutional Review Board application, IRB. Okay? And all the information for IRB can be found in the capstone resources. Going down here to IRB documents and procedures. Here's a video, how you gain approval, the procedures, etc. This is a very important part. And I found it very meaningful in terms of demystifying what it takes to really gather data on human subjects. Have a great week. Look forward to chatting with you. Again, reach out. You're almost through this. 2 more weeks and you are done with your proposal. Great job.